What do you want to do?
Well, should we just quickly do For No Good Reason?
Yes,
we both saw
yes,
that,
please
didn't
do.
we?
Yeah, loved it.
Yeah, so this is a documentary about Ralph Steadman, the artist, arguably most famous for his work with Hunter S. Thompson, especially Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas. And the title, For No Good Reason, comes from a Hunter S. Thompson phrase about liking to get involved in things for no good reason, just for the hell of it. And the documentary is loosely conducted by Johnny Depp, actually, who goes round to Ralph's house and speaks to him. I say loosely conducted because the whole movie is quite bohemian. This is proper Johnny Depp. This isn't sort of cleaned up Disney leading man Johnny Depp. This is Johnny Depp how he really is.
Daytime.
This is nighttime Johnny Depp. This is him, in a very sort of smoky, red wine fueled, libertine, loving environment. You've got Ralph Steadman in his messy studio and paintbrushes in yogurt pots, and you've got Johnny in all his crazy gothic gear, and talking about this life that Ralph Steadman's had. And of course, seeing the images as well, which are fantastic. I mean, there's such a ferocious bite to the images that Steadman comes up with. And it's interesting that he said he wanted to get into cartooning to make the world a better place. He didn't just want to do it to do amusing sketches.
Yeah. He
wanted them to have some bite to them and to have a point. And that inner anger and vitriol, I think, has mellowed a little bit. But the pictures that he creates still have a lot of inner rage, really.
Yeah.
And it's great to see the creative process. You see
definitely.
him flicking his paint and spraying paint
Scraping
and
away
scraping
it,
away. Yeah, and he doesn't really know where he's going to go. He just starts off, and something emerges from it. I mean, Johnny Depp. Look, it's Johnny Depp. He agreed to do it. Of course, you're going to say yes to him because that's a big draw. He's not perhaps the most engaging of interviewers in the world. What are you doing now? What are you doing next?
Yeah.
What's going on here?
What's that?
Yeah. He's
Was
not
that the last
he's
time you
not
saw him?
Paxman, is he? But I like the fact that it's quite an immersive film. I mean, Gonzo journalism, the whole thing that Steadman was involved with Hunter S. Thompson, is all about involving the journalist in the story. And in this, you feel very involved in the story. You feel like you're getting into the pictures.
And I think if Johnny Depp hadn't been there, Ralph wouldn't have been so candid about stuff. That's what I love about it, is it tells you about how they met, what that relationship was like when they worked together. And, when I think about Hunter S. Thompson, I think about those images. They go part and parcel with the words, in terms of his stories and stuff as well. So, and I love the way that they mixed up, Johnny hanging out at Ralph's house to old footage of the pair of them to animation to it was really cleverly and creatively
like
done.
I said, this immersive experience, the archive footage is great, and ultimately, really, it becomes a film about growing old, actually, and Ralph Steadman sort of admitting that even he is unsure whether he still loves doing what he does. He's sort of looking back on his life and thinking, well, it was all great, but is that really me? And I like that uncertainty. That is, like you said, perhaps if it wasn't Johnny Depp interviewing him, he wouldn't have been that honest. But there is a real honesty to him towards the end. And you've got some famous faces. I mean, if you want to look out for Terry Gilliam and Bill Murray in a brilliantly random moment, and Richard E. Grant and people like that, they're all in there too.